Okay. We are back again. Oh man, I'm telling you, man, on this channel, I'm starting to really undergo some unplanned streams, but you know what? Sometimes it's better that way. A real change from 2020 and 2021. Well, I was really trying to set things up more so in 2020 from probably the August stage downwards, but you know, we got some people on the other channels like Black Star and Stormy. They're coming back uploading, so make sure you guys give them a sub hit and also just tune in. Just a hello or a salute or whatever here and there. Just show your support for them. And Black Star as well. I think he's back in like a day or two, so um, that should be good. But yeah, as far as that goes as well. Again, like it is the new year, I guess, and to being a bit stagnant over the past couple weeks, apart from the fight that happened at heavyweight, which has now just got everyone up, like they got ants in their pants. But yeah, I mean, I'm on stream just talking casually here and there, you know. Um, Again, it's good to get on other people's panels as well, but but yeah, I mean, look, you know, well, I'll just get right into it. So I have to think of the title first. So yeah, Ortiz gets injured. I mean, when I saw the title, what's up, Mo? When I saw the title, um, I thought it was his leg because I looked at Mike's video and he was limping like after the knockdown when he knocked Charles Martin down, and I'm like, oh, it must be that or a hamstring or something. But they said it was his hand. Um, I'm wondering how he managed to do it. I'm wondering if it was also injured on the way in. Mo, I see you got your take on it there. I mean, he just took a risk over the weekend. So, I mean, you know, yeah. But salute to you. Everyone's got their opinion on it. You know, I want to read the article again, actually. Let me read the article again. Oh, man, Charles Martin spoke yesterday as well. Charles Martin isn't done. He'll get another opportunity. Let me just see this. Fractured hand, right. I'm trying to look through for what the guy said. See, I can't see it. Yeah. What did Charles Martin say? He said he'll make one more run at the title. This is on Sky Sports. It's funny. Sky Sports didn't want to know Charles Martin after he lost to AJ, but now they want to reach out to him all the time. You know, even that with that whole fiasco of him and Dillian White going on. I mean, Charles Martin manager is kind of not right there. There are plenty of options available to Charles that can reverse the trajectory of his career overnight. Wilder, Ruiz, Parker, Chisora, or perhaps a rematch with Kaunaki. Dude, I'd say get Kaunaki, man. Because Charles Martin will beat him up. You know? Really. That will happen. If I'm pausing a bit, my back hurts a bit, so excuse me if I'm pausing. I just worked out at the gym and my body is falling apart. Let me see. Charles Cabool. 23 months of inactivity during the pandemic didn't help. I mean, like, again, What are we talking about here, dude? Like, everyone's fucking been inactive. Like, Wilder, Joshua, Usyk, like, they were inactive. You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about here? You know? Just, Ortiz just wants a couple big paydays and bounce. Bro, he's old now, but still a duck, just keeping it. Yeah, I mean, like, I just completely don't agree with that at all. Again, when have you heard even of like the IBF sending out a 48-hour or 72-hour notice to accept a fight for an eliminator? I mean, the guy just got knocked down twice off a very dramatic win. I don't think he's firing on all cylinders, like, being really in the best of shape to take a fight in April. Especially if it's like early April. Dude, if you got a fractured hand, you shouldn't fight. I mean, look at what it did to Deontay. And I'm not really wanting to talk about Deontay, but look what it did to him in that third fight. He broke his hand in the fourth, and then it went to shit. That's career-altering shit. So, I mean, Ortiz is old. You are correct, Mo. He's very old now. But what I don't understand is the whole shit of him. Like, you got to understand, he is literally the only older boxer in the heavyweight division and even across the board of the whole of the sport that is like always being questioned, interrogated, or there's like meme posts of him. Not that he would care, but like him with Jack Johnson, like a photo of him and Jack Johnson next to each other. Like, where was all this shit when Povetkin was fighting, Anthony Joshua? Maybe Chisora will be on that list next. I mean, he's quite punchy these days. Like, even after that David Haye fight, he was punchy as, dude. I couldn't understand a single word he was saying at times. He can still sign and book the fight in May. No, because they said April, Mo. The IBF don't play around with that. Whatever decision you make, it's probably not going to get reversed. They said April, so May is just, it's not going to happen. It's funny, though. I mean, Hrgovic could have called this guy out when he was in the WBC. But he loved to wait, didn't he? The whole Parker thing, that's different, But we'll hear what becomes of that. Like I said, I'd rather hear it from the sanctioning body than a promoter any day, because the sanctioning body isn't going to lie. They might make stupid decisions, but they're not going to lie like that. I just see everyone coming out with the memes now. I mean, like, these guys' favorite fighters weren't fighting. This is the problem, It's just funny to me. Honestly, like, and just, I'm not invested in this because boxing has just kind of gone down the slope for me. But again, as I've said for the longest time, nothing has changed. These people are full of shit when it comes to certain guys. It's okay for Parker to fight a journeyman twice, but you beat the top guy, boom. It's not good enough. Fight someone that has had no damn ranked fight ever. Well, one, except that was in the top 40. Number 35. I mean, I'm not fussed, dude. Whatever happens, happens, I guess, but I'm not going to sit up here and act like Ortiz is shivering in his boots, No one wants to believe that he's got a fractured hand or whatever, but when Dillian White was, going on about that shoulder injury, I mean, shit, benefit of the doubt here, benefit of the doubt there, everywhere, And as for Parker, I mean, look, honestly, I'd like to hear an explanation from his side because I just don't think one sentence is enough for me to sum it up. But I mean, if he had no other good reason to turn down that fight, then that's not surprising because Parker has swerved, my friend. swerved from a lot of smoke throughout his career. And I think he's got worse, even though if you boxed Hrgovic, he could probably easily beat him. But, I mean, here we are. Here we are. Again, I'm getting a bunch of fanboys. I'll accept it, but if Ortiz fights before April, then he's a duck for sure. I'm going to remember that because I'm going to tell you now, he's not going to probably fight this year. He probably won't fight this year. Or he'll probably won't fight until November. So either way, that's fine. Yeah. There's not much to touch on when it comes to this, though. Really. There's not much. It's all kind of up in the air. Parker isn't beating El Animal long. If he was the old Parker, yeah, he would. But as of now, probably wouldn't. He probably wouldn't. If he can't deal with Chisora pressure, he's probably not going to be able to deal with Hrgovic. Like, I think Joyce would beat Parker. And Joyce beat Hrgovic twice. Well, 3 times. I haven't followed that duo, but from what I've heard and seen on writing, I mean, he beat him. I don't know why he calls himself El Animal. Everyone's trying to be Mexican these days, or Spanish or whatever. I don't understand why these guys from overseas do this kind of stuff. But yeah, hold on, get 1 second. I gotta get my phone. See, some people are dropping in and out of the chat. Don't be shy. Like in GTA 5, don't be shy. Some of you would know what I'm talking about there. But yeah, I want to talk about Dillian actually. I'm gonna probably keep talking about this whole White versus Fury situation. I'm not even gonna really talk about Fury because you know how I feel about him, but I'm just checking if I got a response on Twitter from a certain someone. I don't know if anyone out there in the chat did what do you call it? Gamboso's direct message to BFTB and left the comment on his page. I saw that. Man, I'm just looking through Twitter. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I should open up Twitter. The shit I just looked at was fucking ridiculous. But yeah, Gambosos sent a message to BFTB. Now I found that funny because like I mean, it's not a surprise. The guys from here, they just think they're all this and that. Gambosos had 1 win against the guy that, in my opinion, wasn't even 100%. He's gone around talking shit about Haney and Tank, and he will not fight any of them. He's going to go off and fight Loma. Forgive me, guys, I'm flip-flopping here, but, again, I'm playing stream. But Lomachenko will beat him. I'm quite confident. And when I say quite confident, extremely confident. Because I don't think Gambosos is all that. I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon. And I warn people, I said, all these American fans who hated Tio, because I didn't hate Tio, I just disliked him. There's a difference. But to all these fans that were hating on Tio and were jumping on the Gambosos bandwagon and saying Haney's got to fight him, Gambosos is doing the little runaround bullshit. He's very good with his PR. Well, good enough to fool someone that doesn't see through the BS, because I said, yep, he will not fight Haney next. I can't tell you why, but he just won't. Like, you know the guy Tank fought recently? Cruz. He's good. I like Cruz. He's a good fighter. You know? I think Cruz will probably beat Gambosos. He'd walk on him and just bang him to the body. He'd land more punches. And he'd probably win a decision. Gambosos would break his hand on Cruz's head, like Tank did. But Tank showed skill in that fight. I watched that whole fight. I had Tank winning, but I could see a draw as well. But, again, everyone was rooting for Gambosos. I mean, I saw Americans on Twitter putting the Australian flag up. It's like, you guys got to do your research before you start getting on a guy just because he's fighting someone you don't like. Because I don't swing that way at all. Maybe once or twice I have, but at the end of the day, he's not fighting Haney because he thinks if he beats Loma, it's going to give him some kind of accolade. And like you said, Mo, he's food for anyone. I mean, that's food for Loma. Loma has looked very good in his last 2 fights. The only thing he's lacked is finishing instinct in his last fight. Everything else is pretty good. He looks more switched on in there as well. I've seen a mental change, a mental switch. He's not gonna take it easy on Gambosos. This whole thing of fool me once, fool me twice, whatever. Like, come on. I warned people. I said, you're telling me I should like Gambosos because he's from my country. I don't care about that. Well, for what? That's like me trying to say to like freaking Dean White, you should like Anthony Joshua because he's from your country. But Anthony Joshua beat the crap out of his brother, so why should he like him? That sort of thing, I wish George all the best, though. I mean, yeah, Mo's probably a little more nice than me in terms of his remarks to fighters. I'm not sure because sometimes Mo's grilled some fighters, so it's kind of on the up and up. But me, I don't care what Gambosos does. Could not care less. Couldn't care less. Couldn't care less at all. I don't think about him apart from now. I don't care. I've known people like this. I grew up with people like that. I know their mentality. So it's like, do what you want. I'm not going to stop someone from making their money. Like I said, it's a pretty far cry from Sydney, in the suburbs. I know how it goes here, man. Greatest Australian fighter ever. Again, I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole. It's very simple. There is no greatest out of here. And if I was to say, it would probably be Lionel Rose, who is an indigenous boxer, who fought everyone under the sun. Okay, he fought in like the 50s or something, the 40s. That was our best representation, in my opinion. These other divas with all these tattoos on their chin and their neck and everything, they don't know shit. They're full of shit. Act like there's some killers. They give it a good talk. They act. Fuck it. I don't care. And I know people from Australia would disagree with me, and that's fine. Like, I had a bunch of Fury fans on this chat last year and the year before, but you know what? I didn't care about that. It was just like, you know what? They can, freaking, what do you call it? Be a fan of who they want. They can be a fan of who they want. You know, I'm not going to stop anyone from doing that. You know, yeah, Mo, he is. He's got Greek heritage. I mean, Gambosa's obviously sounds Australian, but I can tell he's got an ethnic accent behind it. It's kind of like they try to make their voice sound deep because they want to be badass when they're not. But a lot of them try to make their voice sound deep. But yeah, he's Greek. He's Greek. You know. Um. Yeah, I wanted to touch on Dillian White for a bit as well. Mr. Dillian White is gonna have the moment of truth on January 11th or Jan 12th, because that's when we'll probably get the news. Will Dillian White fight Fury? Will the man fight Fury? In my honest opinion, looking at looking at what do you call it? Freaking Dillian White. I don't think he wants to fight. I don't think he wants it. And I was on last time I was on stream. Loz was in the chat, Mike was in the chat, but Loz was in the chat making really good points. And I said, dude, 5.5 million pounds. That's $10 million. That's $10 million. Like, he doesn't want the fight. I mean, he's complaining about a split and everything. I mean, sure, you can sort that out, but we're talking $10 million here. I mean, the guy got $1 million for Parker on a pay-per-view. He was very lucky to get that. You know, that was all set out for him. Far out, dude. This weather's killing me. Anyway, I don't think he wants it because, like, I don't see any issue on Tyson's side at all. I don't see it. Like, I've heard no issues on their side. You know, I don't see it at all. Me personally. I think it's gonna get to purse bids, and I think Dylan's gonna pull out. He's not gonna be happy with the money because that's all it's about with him, really. You know. I mean, this is only $2 million short of what Wilder got offered against AJ. You know what I mean? Like, that's reasonable, but not this. He's getting offered $10 million for a fight for the heavyweight championship of the world, his first title shot, without fighting the eliminators necessary to get to the shot. And he still wants to, and he pulled out of a fight just a couple months ago, right? And he wants to cry about the split. I mean, it's not even about the split for me. That's fine. But the 10 mil, that's different. Yeah. I mean, he could fund his brother's management company with that easily. You know, he wouldn't have to be worried about camp expenses and, you know, getting sparring partners in and moving to Portugal and all that. Not that he would now, because the man, he's a freaking millionaire now anyway. And this will just add to it. Because you know how Dillian always talks about money. All the time, dude. Him and Chisora are very similar. Like, they don't need, like, the only difference is Chisora doesn't care who the opponent is. Because I know he'll fight anyone. You know? But Dillian, no. Can't say the same for him. Can't say the same for him at all. Dillian, for me, dude, doesn't want it, in my opinion. And you know what? I think he can beat Fury as well. That's the thing. You know? You know, this is reminding me of when Sean Porter was complaining about the money against Crawford. He's like, I want more than $2 million. He ended up getting $4 million for that fight. $4 million for that fight. You know? Why? Because he begged his way into it. And then he looked like shit on fight night. because all he was thinking about was that coin. Yeah, sometimes that doesn't matter. See, and then they're all in a bad mood after the fight when they take a good ass whooping or they're in a hard fight. Because you're worried about the wrong things. You're not worried about your craft or anything, getting better in the gym. It's not about that with these guys. It's simply about that payday. And I get it. It's prize fighting, you know? I'm just saying, like, the contrast here, dude, like, Dillian is getting offered $10 million to fight Tyson Fury, okay? I mean, you should take what's on the table, simple as that. I'm tired of his childishness. Me, personally, I think that if he wants to negotiate for 70-30, that's fine, right? That's okay. That's very understandable. I'm okay with that. But saying that, like, because again, I'm hearing people saying that Fury's not, like, fanboys saying that he's not lowballed him, but they're trying to imply that he has. You know, I mean, this is like a little bit more than what AJ offered Dillian. I'm pretty sure. You know, I mean, like, this will truly. I mean, again, I'm at a loss for words. Like, Dillian, to me, just he. How old is he? 32. I mean, he's like a 16-year-old complaining about Snapchat or something or Instagram, like, or not getting invited to a party or something. You know, like, it's hilarious, really. And, like, again, I've seen Dillian. He doesn't look in shape at all. He does not look in shape at all. But again, he can beat Fury. He can beat Fury. You know. But for me, dude, those chances have slimmed due to this behavior before. If the fight happens, you know. You gotta understand as well, right? Dillian struggled with Marius Vac. He couldn't hurt Vac once in that fight. People forget about that fight. They Rivas, Paveka, but they skip over the Vac fight. Was it late notice? Yes. It was late notice. But he took the fight. He took it. You know? And you saw how much he weighed. That weight was like, not like, if he comes in heavy against Fury, he will have no chance at all if he weighs in that heavy. He needs to get to like 240 something. You know? If Dillian takes this fight and wins, he'll become a star, but I don't think he's got it. Yeah, but you don't think he's got it in him. He will become a star, Mo. You know, like me personally, Mo, I think if Dillian beats Fury, Fury probably won't fight again, and Dillian will take every fan in the UK. Really. Do you know how freaking, like, you would know better than anyone. You lost all those guys in the UK. But, dude, that shit would, like, bust everything up. Like, you beat Fury, like, you knock him out, because that's how I see it happening for Dillian, if that's the case. You beat Fury, knock him out. I mean, shit, like, you're the man over there. More than AJ, because AJ just took a loss as well. 100%, like, he just would. You know? People would adore him over there. You know? But they wouldn't treat him like a Frank Bruno. They'd treat him like a Nigel Benn. Like a badass sort of thing. That's how they'd perceive him over there. Like, if you knock Fury out. This is why I'm saying, just take the fight, dude. Like, I'll tell you the quickest route to this fight getting made. Because I know Eddie Hearn is telling Dillian not to even take the offer. Even though Hearn will get a nice slice of it. But, you know, Hearn's full of shit as well. I mean, what are we talking about here? Like, this isn't making sense to me. This is not making sense to me at all. I mean, I mean, dude, Dillian talks a lot of shit, man. Like a lot of shit. A lot of shit, dude. And he really most of the time doesn't back it up. To like the extent. Because you gotta remember, Mo, like he already turned Fury down in 2019. They offered the WBC put the fight out there and he didn't want it. He went off and fought Rivas instead. You know? And Rivas almost beat him. He knocked him down. You know? It's like, really, what are we talking about here? Like for me, Dillian, he ain't got his hard hat on, it seems. Because I know personally he's gonna sit on that request to get more than 10 million. Am I like missing something, or am I just a bit deluded? I don't know enough about just the business to see it. Oh, Rajai, what's up, man? Good to see you here. I don't think you've been to my channel before, so welcome. It's really good to see you here, man. Is that how you say it, Rajai? Bahamas, I think. Oh, you have been to my channel. Yeah. Shout out to the Bahamas, man. Or is it Barbados? It's one of them. I'm confused. Forgive me. Forgive me if I'm saying the wrong one. Because, again, I'm not on my channel much. Yeah, you have been here before. Yeah. What did Hrgovic do to deserve the IBF mandatory? Nothing. He hasn't even fought a semi-eliminator, Rajai. Bahamas. There we go. I got it right the first time. Hey. See, I remembered. But yeah, Dillian, I mean, shit. Like, turning down 10 million. Purse bid's in a few days. I mean, this is what it's going to take to get Dillian to take this fight. I swear, if he just like got his pen, like a black pen, put the pen to the paper, put his signature on it, let go with the pen, and then just sent it off. I think, like, in my personal opinion, that's the quickest way to the fight. And what I just explained there was signing the contract. You're getting offered 10 million against Fury. And quite frankly, dude, like, in terms of people getting fights with Fury, you've probably had it the easiest. Because remember, Wilder was calling out Fury for years. Fury kept not wanting it. And then in 2018, he decides to fight him. Then he runs off the top rank, gets two fights, right? Wilder has to wait over a year to get that rematch back. Then after the second fight, we have to go to mediation. We have to go to arbitration and get that sorted, right? I mean, Dillian has it pretty easy. It's on the table for him. He should take it. Because, again, he's putting himself through stress he doesn't even need to go through beforehand, before the fight. I'm yawning a bit, so... Oh, my God. I feel like I've done a marathon. Honestly, I think Dillian has a good chance versus Fury. I don't think Fury's punch resistance is the same. Dillian just needs his D-ball. He needs permission from Dean, perhaps. Probably. But Mo, see, Dean is in his ear a lot. So, and Dillian is a little brainwashed by what Dean says. So when we look at it all, it's whatever, and yeah, I don't think Fury's punch resistance is the same, it's just like whatever, again, like, I'm not sure where the fight would be at. I'm not sure where the fight will be at. I have no idea where it will be at. I saw someone say something about Dubai with Fury. That would be good because they could probably cheat there because look, dude, Eddie Hearn, okay, will bring a guy out, whether he's in the top 10 or the top 40, bring it into an environment that Eddie Hearn can control, judges, gloves, whatever, crowd, this and that, and sometimes their guy still ends up losing. So this fight will really be a battle of the shitheads because both these two are really bad for the sport. But if Dillian wins, it will be better for the sport. Yeah? Because Dillian isn't as bad as Fury overall. Probably not even close, but, why did he change his name to Dean White, Lamar Scott? Well, listen, dude. Lamar. I mean, that's what comes to mind, though. Lamar Scott. I don't know, dude. Like, dude. What has Dean White said? Let me see, because I saw he did a video the other day. Dean White. I'm trying to see. He put a video out like today or yesterday. Let me see. Dean White. If it's in Dubai, it's a 50-50 fight. Possibly. Dude, I still think Dillian can beat him if he fights him on the inside. If he's out long, though, Dean White said it's unfair. He reacts to Fury White WBC split ruling. I mean, don't even worry about that. Like, dude, like, you're getting... I'm not sure what people understand. Don't even fucking worry about the split, dude. Like, you're getting $10 million to fight. Do you understand? Like, what am I missing here? $10 million to fight. 10. What is that, 9-figure payday? I mean, shit, come on. Dillian can take that fight and never have to fight again. Legit. He'll never have to do it again. But he don't want it. He don't want it because I don't think he believes in himself in that aspect too much. Because this really is about two things. It's about the money and it's about ability. And if he can't get on the inside against Fury, he will not win. Because I'm not sure as hell he's not going to, what do you call it? I know 100%, dude, 100% that Fury would beat him on the outside, even with this extra weight. He'd jab his head off. And he'd pick him off and he'd bust him on the... I mean, Mr. Pedeps, good morning, bro, in chat. Salute to you, Mr. Pedeps. Good to see you here, man. Take the $10 million. I mean, this reminds me of Sean Porter crying about $2 million. And then what happened on fight night? He ended up on the floor. Not once, but twice. Because they worry about the money too much. 8 million pounds, that's good money. 8 million pounds? Did he get offered 8 million pounds? This is news to me. I didn't know that. 8 million pounds. Yeah, that's a pound sign. That's good money. That is good money. But did he actually get offered that? Because from what I heard, he got offered 5.5 million pounds, which is 10 million. Or like 9.8 million, same thing. He got offered 8 million pounds? People in the UK understand that currency better than me because I just translate it, the currency change, to AUD and USD because I know that currency as well as the British. Did he get offered 8? I might have to research this. If you got off at 8, that's even more of a game set match for me. It's easy to say if I was in this situation, I'd take it. It's easy to say that. But what you gotta understand is, again, we're talking about Dillian, the can man. I say that with the quotation marks with my fingers up in the air. Not wanting smoke, it seems. You know, everyone's running from this guy. Everyone's running but offering you the fights. Okay, and I think Ruiz did avoid Dillian because I think Dillian would have, will potentially get Ruiz. Let me look up this 8 million. White versus Fury, 8 million pounds. I don't have the pound sign on my keyboard. No, I don't. I honestly believe Dillian's going to floor Fury in this fight if it happens. He could. It just, what do you call it? It's gonna be the hook. It won't be an overhand. I just don't think Dillian throws the best overhands. But it could. I mean, Nevin Pike has dropped Fury with an overhand, so I don't see how Dillian couldn't do it. Honestly, Dillian can beat Fury. He really can. I'd laugh my ass off if Fury lost. I would laugh so hard. This would make Deontay look pretty bad, though. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If White beats Fury, I mean... But, look, dude, I said back in 2018, Dillian could probably beat Fury as well. So it's got nothing to really do with the punch resistance too much. But I think... it's all good, Mr. Pideps. Because people report stuff anyway. Let me see. Does Dillian deserve 10 million pounds to fight Tyson? See, someone... I need to see this, dude. White has reportedly asked for 7.5 million pounds for the bout. How much is that in dollars? Pounds to dollars. Oh, yeah, that's 10 million. That's 10 million, yeah. So he's asking for 10 million? Oh, so I got it wrong before. What am I doing, bro? I'm putting the wrong one in. I'm putting the wrong one in. No, what am I doing? 5 million pounds. 7.4. So 5.5 is 7.4. And he's asking for an extra 2 million. You know? I mean, no. He's got to get more than that on the pay-per-view regardless. Dillian is thinking long term, you know? I mean, he's asking for 7.5 million pounds. So he's asking for $10.1 million. I'm trying to sound arrogant, but 4 million pounds, that's Joshua. Look, dude, whether it's 7.5 million or 10.1, just take it. I mean, shit, you know. You might make some, I don't know, dude. You know, just take it. That's what I say. Lillian is flat-footed. That's the issue. He doesn't cut the ring off like Chisora. Dillian's style is kind of bad for this flat-footed version of Fury. Yeah, a lot of us have been saying that. But he has to get on the inside regardless. Yeah, see, Mr. Pideps thinks that he'll beat White easy. And he'll beat him easy. Well, we got to find out if the fight happens. You know, we got to find out if the fight happens. Got to find out. Yeah, I was kind of spouting nonsense. I kept saying 10 million was the 5.5. I'm crazy. I wasn't far off though. He's getting 7.5. Wait, so £4 million for Joshua he got offered, and then 4 million for that. So he got offered $6 million for Joshua. Dylan's a funny dude, man. Just money down the drain, in my opinion, for him. Easily down the drain in that sense. Easily. I don't think he's got good people around him that actually care for his interest. Genuinely, I don't think that at all. I don't think people give a shit about him. In all honesty, just give me 1 sec, guys. Hold on. But yeah, if you guys got some questions related to boxing, do shoot some in the chat. I'll just be back in like 30 seconds. Just give me a sec. All right, I'm back. I'm back. I'm gonna wrap it up in 5 minutes, guys. But I'll just address these questions at the end. Who would win, Jared Anderson versus Dubois? Who would win? Dubois, in my opinion, because Dubois is gonna control the fight, in my opinion. Honestly, dude, Jared Anderson is really not that good. I don't know why people try to big him up. Is it because he's American? I'm not quite sure, but dude, his defense is really bad. Like I know Dubois' defense is no good, but you have to understand, um, Jared tries to be slick, but he's not. Trying to do this shoulder roll, Philly shell, trying to do some slipping in the pocket. He won't go far. He's flashy. Like, he hits people with his wrist. Well, I wonder who he learned that from, huh? Like, Dubois, more fundamentally sound. He's quicker, so he's going to beat him to the punch. I haven't seen improvements from Dubois because his fights have gone a total of 3 rounds so far this year. Not even. He has more power, so there's going to be power difference. He probably hits harder to the body as well. He's bigger as well. Okay, his jab and his double jab is better as well. Okay, and he's got a confidence booster back as well. He's more experienced than Jared in fighting better guys. Yeah, Jared, on the other hand, he's not. He tries all this flashy stuff, but you have to understand, like, even I look at his body, and I feel like he should be in better shape than what he's in, but he's not. And like I said, dude, if you wear a pimp costume to the ring, I can't take you seriously. Daniel Dubois loves this sport. Jared uses this sport as a way to show himself off. He doesn't really love this, He doesn't love it. He just does it because it's a showmanship thing for him, Like, if he was that confident, he would have gotten there with a guy like F.A. Jugba or something. But he's quite fine taking this thing with these lower tier fighters. You know, if he's that good, he should step up. You know, quite honestly, I think Dubois would beat him. I honestly think Dubois would beat him. He'd press him, and I don't think Jared would know what to do. He'd get hit and he'd go down. And by the way, he's not in as good a shape as Dubois either, so that's another thing you have to consider. You know? He's not going to be able to deal with someone coming at him that big, that quick, because Dubois is not slow. He's quick. You know? That's one thing I've seen. He's getting quicker now. He snaps his punches much better than he did before, as opposed to pushing them. And he's a better combination puncher than Jared Anderson as well. You know? Dubois is extremely focused in that ring. He might not be the most mentally tough, but who knows? Maybe that loss to Joe Joyce made him stronger. You know? I think we're about to enter another Klitschko type era. Yeah, you're sounding like Stormy and everyone else, which I probably agree with. You know, because I think the heavyweights are bullshit. Boxing is bullshit, but I think the heavyweights are really bullshit. That's for sure. You know? Honestly, I just want to watch Errol Spence fight. Everyone else can kind of get stuffed. You know? Yeah, that Errol and your Dennis Ugas fight. I'm watching that. I will be watching that. You know? Because I can't wait to see Spence back in the ring. Whoo, man. The truth. You know? I just... Errol, man. I've not talked about Errol much on this channel. But I love Errol. You know? I really do. That's a dangerous fight. Who are Ugas and Errol? Look, I've said a lot of bad things about Ugas, but he can box. And I don't think it will be easy for Errol. I think it will be a tightrope. And I think Errol is going to stop him. Ugas has not hit this level. He beat Pacquiao. Absolutely, he beat Pacquiao. He did a very good job. I love that. I love that performance. That was a good performance. You know? But like I said, Ugas is not going to be able to deal with the volume. The jab will be working for a bit. It will be working. But you're against the guy that's going to jab with you and jab off rhythm. You know? It's a good fight, that. Ugas. It's a very good fight. You know? So I like it. I know people disagree, but, you know. Again, Errol is going to finish him. Errol will stop him. And trust me, because it's going to end up on the inside, and Errol's going to bang him out. And I think the shot that will do it will be a left hook. You get a chopper around the guard or an opening. You know? And Ugas has been talking all this shit a couple years beforehand, saying that Errol Spence will avoid me, this and that. We're here. You know? You have to answer for that shit talk that you made. Believe that. People miss that. People don't remember that. But I was following that closely. That's where I lost respect for Ugas. I'm like, why is this guy talking crap? Why is he talking crap? You know? I think Ugas is going to be able to land the counter right on Spence. You know? I think he's going to have his moments for sure. But I don't think it's not enough. He doesn't have enough. You know? But I will say, this fight right here, this might be Errol's toughest test out of all the fights that he could have. This probably might be the toughest because it is a guy that's his size. And it's a very technically sound guy. And yeah. You know? Because I think the Crawford fight, honestly, like, one guy throws 1 or 2 shots around. The other guy is like a machine gun. But in a systematic way, in a very in a patient way almost. You know, I think this is going to be Cobra 2.0. It might be. You gotta understand, Manny was missing a lot of shots against Ugas, but you look at Ugas's face after that fight. You know, look at his face after the fight. You know, so yeah, I mean, look, me personally, like Ugas is gonna put up a good fight, but I think Errol's gonna take his heart. I really do. Just like he does with pretty much everyone else. You know? And Errol is, he's different. You know? And if he doesn't stop Ugas, he'll beat him on points, in my opinion. He will beat him on points. Because honestly, dude, I think Errol might be going a little easy on these guys. To be quite honest with you, I think Errol enjoys hitting you for a longer period of time. I think he's a little sadistic in that way. I really do. It's one thing getting knocked out, but getting your ass whooped for 12 rounds, like taking those hooks and rips and those uppercuts to the body and then getting the jab continuously put in your face, that's a really evil thing to do. That's really and I think Errol enjoys that. I see he's got this look on his face, If he's in his prime, he'll be in shape, Rajai. He'll be in shape. If you look up Errol, he's been in camp with some new people, so that should help. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think it's very likely Errol will get that third belt. He'll get that third belt, and everyone can cry and complain about his success because they don't want him to succeed. They want him to fail and do poorly. But that's okay. That's okay. You can sit back and cry about another man's success. I mean, I don't know what Errol did wrong to these guys, but I guess we'll see what Crawford does. Because he's had a lot to say throughout the years. But no bite from him, none whatsoever. I'm gonna hop off in a couple minutes, but I'll address this last question from Rajai. Canelo versus Makabu prediction. If that happens, Canelo beats the piss out of him. Makabu has terrible punch resistance. Terrible. When he gets hurt, he starts swinging or he shells up, and he shells up, leaving a huge opening down the middle of his face. Makabu is not going to do much with Canelo. He'll win one round, probably, that whole fight. And Canelo will stop him, Canelo will stop him. Like, this Makabu guy is from the Congo, but he has the heart of a breadcrumb, really. Because those Congolese guys, they're tough, but Makabu's not tough. If he sees a way out, he'll take it. Honestly, he will. And I don't mean quit. I mean, he'll actually go down or something. Seriously, dude, Canelo will murder that guy. Not literally, but you know what I mean? He'll beat him up bad. Breadcrumb. That's not my saying, by the way. That's Porky's Corner's saying. That's another YouTube channel. So I give a shout out to him for that. But no. It's compared to other people, Rajai, he is the heart of a breadcrumb. I'm telling you now. It's all good beating up on these Russian dudes no one's heard of. But Canelo is not going to get hit much in this fight to the head anyway. So yeah. But I'm gonna wrap it up there. I appreciate everyone that came through. Again, this is another rush stream, but I might be on some other panels like Black Star Sports TV and some others, so you might see me there. So yeah. I guess I might see you guys around. Peace out.